welcome back to my channel. I wanted to talk about a topic that I've been getting a lot of questions on lately, and it's the whole idea of, does fruit make you fat? And before I get into the whole idea about just fruit in general, I want to make something very, very clear. I made a video it was probably just about 2 years ago. I talked about how there are no special magical foods. I feel like, especially in like the vegan world, there's this idea that people think that if it's a plant, like if it's a banana, or if it's a mango, or if it's a watermelon, or if it's a potato, or something like that, those foods automatically have like, you can just have a free-for-all with them. You can eat as much as you want, and you will never, ever, ever gain weight. I remember when I made that video, I was kind of calling that whole idea out, saying, look guys, like, that's like, it sounds good, like a lot of people want to hear that, but it's just not the truth. Calories count, calories matter. Every food has calories in it. Even bananas, even organic mangoes, even like super food, raw, healthy, like non-GMO watermelons or whatever, they have calories in them. They're not these magical foods that just don't count when you eat them. Like your body still registers this has calories in it. So the thing is, can you gain weight off of eating these type of foods? Of course you can. Just like you can gain weight off of eating Snickers or chicken fingers or French fries. It's the same thing. The only difference is when you eat whole plant foods, it's a lot more difficult to overeat or gain weight or whatever, because you get filled up faster. Like you're eating way more water and way more fiber, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, all of that, than you would like eating like a candy bar, right? Because you eat a candy bar and as soon as you're done eating it, you're like, I'm still hungry. So you keep eating and eating and eating until you're like 2,000 calories deep in candy bars and you're still hungry even after that. Whereas if you were to try to eat 2,000 calories worth of potatoes, it would be very difficult for you to do because you would get so full so fast, and that's just how a whole plant foods diet works. It helps fill you up faster, you feel more satisfied. You don't have all these cravings or whatever because you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, and it kind of stops you inadvertently from overeating, eating more than what your body needs. That does not mean that it is impossible to overeat or eat more than your body needs of whole plant foods, okay? I want to be very clear about this. And I feel like people are starting to understand this now. I think maybe a year or two ago, people were so confused about this, they literally thought, you can't gain weight eating bananas, you can't gain weight eating smoothies, you can't gain weight eating potatoes or pasta or rice or beans or whatever. But the reality is you can, and if you just go and Google like vegan weight gain, you will see dozens and dozens and dozens of people with their stories saying, I followed this whatever diet and I thought that these calories just didn't count, and I ate a ton and I gained like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds from eating bananas and smoothies. So I just want to be very clear that there is no magical food. The only difference is with whole plant foods, it is a lot more difficult to overeat on them, and they're super healthy, they're filled with vitamins and minerals, but it is still possible. So you can gain weight on any food, you can gain weight drinking smoothies, just like you can lose weight on any food. You can lose weight eating Twinkies and Snickers, as long as you're not overeating and eating more than what your body needs. So when it comes to fruit, there was a time, like myself, like I was just explaining about all those other people, when I first went vegan a few years ago, I was doing these super, super high carb, high fruit, high rice and potatoes and all that type of thing. I was doing that, and when I say I was eating a lot of food, like a lot of fruit especially, I was eating a lot of fruit, okay? I would go and buy like a 40-pound box of dates, and that thing was gone within like a few days because I was just sitting there, literally I would just sit there and eat dates all day long. I mean, I probably had like, I don't know, a couple of pounds a day. Like, I'm not even kidding. It wasn't necessarily that was a bad thing, but it became a bad thing when I started just to eat just for the sake of eating, just because I thought this didn't count. Like, I was so oblivious to what was going on. Over time, I started to gain weight because my body was just like, you don't need all of this. I mean, it's fun to eat or whatever, but I mean, we'll keep it if you want it, we'll pack it on, but you don't really necessarily need it. I think a lot of people fall into that trap, and I just want you to understand that fruit is amazing, okay? Fruit is literally my favorite food. I eat it every single day, especially now. I'm just kind of in this fruit mood where I'm just eating a ton of mangoes and bananas and dates and watermelon, just because that's just what I'm wanting right now. But I understand that fruit has calories. Fruit is still a food, you know, it's not like this magical food or whatever. If I eat just what my body needs, if I listen to my body and I say, am I hungry? Yes, eat, stop when I'm full and I'm done, and then I eat again when I'm hungry again, then it's fine. But if I were to sit there like I did years ago and just eat and eat and eat just for the sake of eating, even if it's fruit, that doesn't mean it just doesn't count. Okay, it does count. I say all of this to really be taken with a grain of salt, especially for a lot of you guys out there, because I know a lot of you have like disordered eating habits, and anytime that you hear the word like weight gain or, you know, anything like that, you just like go into crisis mode because you think that weight gain is a bad thing, and it's not always a bad thing. Actually, for probably most of you watching this, weight gain would be a really good thing for you at this point. Weight gain is a lot of times very, 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 very healthy, and I want you to understand that. So just because someone says the term weight gain doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Especially in your situation, weight gain could literally be the difference of life and death for you. So I want to make that clear. I'm literally just making this video to let everybody know that there are no magical foods. I think a lot of people are searching for that. They're like, just tell me the food to eat to lose weight. It's not how it works. It's just that whole plant foods, specifically fruits, vegetables, starches, beans, nuts, seeds, those type of foods, they're just easier to eat and feel more satisfied on a lower calorie spectrum than it is eating cheeseburgers, pizza, ice cream, cupcakes, all of that kind of stuff all the time. Because you're not going to get really full and satisfied on this. You're just going to keep eating and eating and eating, and eventually you will gain weight because you're eating more calories than you need most of the time. However, in saying that, I have a lot of friends who eat just this food and they don't gain any weight because they're not eating more than what their body needs, okay? So I want to be very clear about that, and I want you guys to understand that fruit is awesome, whole plant foods are awesome. They are, like, that's what I 100% advocate for, but this idea of you can just eat until you pop and it doesn't count, like your body just doesn't, like it's just not there, that's wrong. And if someone's telling you that, you need to really reconsider what you're listening to, what you're following or whatever, because it's just not true. So I know for me, fruit works amazing for me. However, I know that a lot of people, they just don't feel good eating fruit. Maybe they get too hungry, they get a little shaky, they don't like feeling kind of like high all the time. Like that's how I feel on fruit. I'm just like zipping around. They kind of like to feel more mellow. And if that's how you want to feel, if you want to feel more physically satisfied all the time, I would encourage you to eat more starches. Like I have so many friends who eat a primarily starch-based diet with a lot of oatmeal and rice and beans and potatoes and all of that, and that just makes them feel super satisfied. It makes them feel more kind of level-headed, and it keeps them from having energy dips, and it keeps them held over until the next meal a lot better. So you could try that out. I know a lot of people who have had really, really good success on losing weight on a starch-based diet. And as far as all the fruit thing goes with, does it have too much sugar and all that kind of stuff? No. Fruit is literally the perfect food, and I'm not going to get into all the science and research and all that stuff in this video. What I will do though is I will leave a lot of information in the description box if you're curious about, does fruit cause diabetes? Is fruit going to make me fat? Does fruit have too much sugar? Like whatever. I will leave that below so you can kind of research that by yourself, because I know a lot of you guys are curious about that. But I can just tell you from my own personal experience, when I eat fruit, and I eat a lot of it, and I eat to what my body needs, not what a calculator is telling me, not what a coach is telling me, not what someone on YouTube is telling me, but me, that is when I feel absolutely amazing. And again, I'm not one of these people to like judge you on what type of vegan diet that you're on. That's not what I do at all. I actually really advocate for any vegan diet that you feel good on, whether it's junk food vegan, starch-based vegan, vegan 5, fruit diet, raw vegan, like I don't care what you are, just find what works good for you. Experiment a little bit, try different things out. I don't know, it's hard for me to say like what the majority does best on, but here's the thing, the majority does best on just listening to their own body, okay? That's really it, because I see people doing great on starch, great on fruit, great on higher protein, great on just junk food, like, so you just need to listen to your body and figure it out. Don't compare yourself to me or anybody else, and realize that just because it's a fruit or just because it's a plant doesn't mean that it's just devoid of calories and you can just sit there all day and eat 40 pounds of dates like I did. So you just need to figure out what works best for you, and you need to really think about where you are personally in your journey right now, because you're going to be different from the next person. You might need to lose weight, or you might need to gain weight. You might need to chill with all of the diet and the rules and all that kind of stuff and just go eat some food. You might need to kind of rein it in a little bit. Maybe you've been way too far gone. That's not up for me to decide and tell you what to do. That's up for you to look within yourself and figure out what is going on here, what do I need to fix, and then just get on it. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions or anything that you want to add to this, I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you like fruit or starch or whatever. Let me know if you ever gained weight eating a bunch of plants, or you had this idea that, you know, plants just don't count, like they're calorie free. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. So hope that that helps, and I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.